Hi, I'm Lucas Rule, and the takeaway I found most helpful in all the lessons for this class was the death by PowerPoint one, because this one is very critical to office work. And if I'm presenting an engineering project, and even if it's flawless, if they find the presentation is boring, they won't want to take my idea no matter how good it is. It has to be presented well. You can always pitch a bad idea with a good presentation, but you can never pitch a good idea with a bad presentation. So how I'd engage my audience throughout the video is I like to move around a little bit. Sometimes I'd fluctuate my voice in between sentences to give it the illusion that I like going through more emotions to keep the reader engaged, because if I just talk in a monotone voice like this, the whole presentation, it doesn't really engage the viewer. You get bored after like 2 minutes, you want to go do something else. The most valuable thing I learned about effective presentation from Dr. Oslin's introduction video 1 was the voice fluctuations to keep the audience engaged, and how to word and format your presentation to make it look appealing to the reader. So how do I make a presentation look natural and authentic? I would pre-read the script I had laid out, and I would start to deviate from it just a little bit, but try to stick to a general idea to make sure it looks like I'm giving a unique response every single time, to allow the viewer or reader to follow along with me, but it makes it sound more authentic and custom to the assignment instead of just, I read the assignment, I made a format, I read it exactly word for word. I try to get a general outline of my speech and then talk out those points. So the death by PowerPoint thing for number 5 is true. It gets very boring. I used to give speeches for Civil Air Patrol, and if your presentation is boring, it sucks to sit through. So I try to make them short. I try to make them full of visuals where I'm speaking more, because it takes your attention off of staring at the same screen and puts your attention towards the speaker after viewing the general points that the slideshow tries to make. I try to keep my slideshows with only 4 or 5 bullet points, so to keep the attention span of the viewer towards my speech, so he's not reading that instead of listening to me. The most important advice I can give to students starting this course is to not be afraid. A lot of people who do their presentations are like, oh, I don't like to be on camera. That used to be me. I dropped that knowing I would get a better grade and do better in life if I just let it go. The hardest part is just clicking record. Once you do that, half the work's done for you. I would recommend to younger students as well, or people taking this for the first time, to record a video of themselves and watch it a few times to look for things they don't do well, so they don't repeat those in speech class. Because one of the things I didn't do well at first was talking with a monotone voice and stuttering. I used a lot of filler words like and and I try to prevent that in my speeches because that gets really annoying. I'd rather have a pause for a few seconds than say one of those stutter words. And another piece of advice is just go for it. If you have a long assignment and you just don't put it off, just go for it. Like, you get it, try to do it on Tuesday or Wednesday, or start on Thursday at the latest, because then you'll always be on time. No matter how close you call it, you'll still be on time. And that is all I have for this. I wish good luck to the rest of you watching my presentation, and good luck in your next class.